Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new in-shop video in which we're going to discuss a little bit about the Lorraine 40 tons and the T54 Mod 1 because they just hit the shop, if I'm not mistaken, this morning at 12 or something like this. And we have a lot to say about those tanks. You have a bundle featuring the Lorraine plus the T54 Mod 1, or you can take the tanks separately. And we're going to see that in those offers, the bundle is not necessarily the best thing to buy. Let me explain myself. Before we even start talking about those tanks, I just want to remind you that the STG is definitely not worth it and a really bad tank. The Scorpion G crates are not necessarily worth it because you're going to spend quite a lot to be able to get your Scorpion G, but at least if you manage to get the reward, it's going to be worth it. And finally, for the rest, the WZ135G FT Blaze, not worth it at all. That's why in this video, we are going to focus on those little bundles over there. So the first thing to notice, we're going to talk about the Lorraine 40 ton, which is the main tank in this video, and you're going to understand why after when we're going to talk about the T54 Mod 1. 4 shells in the clip, an amazing mobility, no armor, a good penetration. That's all you need to know about the Lorraine. Plus, when it comes to equipment, I first go for calibrated shell because I don't need to... I feel like improved ventilation is useless. And then it's gun length drive to reduce my aiming time, a refined gun to be able to reduce my gun dispersion as well, because every time you shoot the whole clip, most of the time you're going to be immobile, except if you play it by pushing through or things like that, but it's not my case. Defense system because you don't ram anybody. Improved assembly because, as I told you, you don't have any armor, so let's increase those hit points. Toolbox because an instruct is useless. Improved optics because you're not going to camp, you're going to spot for yourself. Engine accelerator because your mobility is great, so why not improve it a little bit. And finally, consumable delivery system because you can't equip adrenaline on that tank. This is pretty much the Lorraine for you all, and trust me, even before going into a battle, when I see the Lorraine being at 6.5k gold, it's definitely a great offer, only for people that have some experience concerning the game, because otherwise you should pass on the whole bundle. Concerning the game now, and especially the playstyle, when it comes to the Lorraine 40 ton, there are 3 things you can do. Hit and run, which means you unleash all your clip and you go back to a safe position with your allies, waiting for your reload to be complete and repeat. You can also try to spot for the rest of your team. Unlike most of the mediums at tier 8, this one actually features a really great view range, but also great mobility abilities. How could I say this better? It goes fast. Let's say it like that. It goes fast, and the tank that goes fast is a tank that can spot early. As you can see at the beginning of the game here, I managed to spot all the tanks that were crossing on the other side of the bridge right there. But now it's not necessarily the most important tactic, no. The main thing about that tank is playing it like a traditional auto-loader mechanism, which means you stick with the rest of your team, at least on the medium and light sides, because most of the time that's where you're going to be the most efficient. And after you release all your shells, you go back to your safe position. I want to remind you that your reload between shells is quite long, so if you stay in front of someone with your clip being unloaded, you really need to take into consideration the fact that you're going to take around 7 seconds to release everything, which means that if you are able to release all your shells and the tank in front of you will reload during this lapse of time, it's probably a better move for you to crawl back to a safe position before finishing off your autoloader and reloading the whole autoloader. That's what I didn't do against the Scorpion G right there, because I thought he was not watching me, and he was not, but there was his ally, aka the AMX M449 in the back, which did not manage to shoot me more than 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. And yeah, that's it. That's the Lorraine for you all. I don't really know what else I could say about the tank, so maybe we're going to focus on the game right now. As you can see, at the beginning of the game, I took quite a lot of shells. And it's a little bit frustrating because that's a tank that doesn't allow you to do any mistakes because of your lack of armor. And I'm trying to say to the Progetto, can you please go in? But I meant not pushing through. At the beginning, I meant not pushing through. But in the end, I feel like he should have gone in, or maybe not going at all. And I'm sorry, Progetto, if I influenced you going there, because it was definitely a mistake. And I apologize. I fucked up telling you to go there. He died, and he's gonna tell me, yeah, you told me to go in, it was useless. You are right, Progetto, I was wrong. I apologize. Even I found myself an excuse. You can see by the chat, I'm saying, no, you had to push it. No. I was just bullshitting my way out of this. But no, he was right. He shouldn't have gone in, and that's my fault. But hey, we all make mistakes, and if you know that you're making mistakes, make sure to acknowledge your mistake. But anyway, we're not here to debate about mistakes or anything like that. We're going to focus on the Lorraine. And as you can see, as the projectile died without having the possibility of going back, me, on the other hand, managed to pull out a great escape. Why? Because as I told you, when you compare the mobility of all the medium tanks at tier 8, the Lorraine is probably among the top 3 having the best. And this is this mobility that you want to use on battle, that will allow you to take advanced position, circle, all these kind of stuff. Here on this replay, shame on me, I did not show you any circling method because I didn't have the chance to circle anything. But I want to be clear, this tank is an awesome circling tank as long as you go back to a safe position once your autoloader or once you burst all your shells. It's extremely important to understand that. But I guess you're smart, guys, so you will have to figure it out by yourself. It's not that hard, you will understand after 1 or 2 games being destroyed because you're reloading and the guy in front of you doesn't want to leave you alone. But anyway, that's it for the Lorraine. And now that we finished off with the Lorraine, I'm not even gonna bother, guys. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna show you briefly the T54 Mod 1, if I find it in the garage. There we go. This is the T54 Mod 1. This tank is now power crept, and even if you have the possibility of getting it in the bundle for a cheaper price, you should definitely go for the Lorraine only if you want to acquire one of those tanks. T54 first prototype is no longer a good tank because back in the days you didn't have that much tanks with 250 millimeters of penetration, which made it hard for opponents to penetrate the upper part of the tank, which is the most armored part. Nowadays, every single new premium features 250 millimeters of penetration at the front, which makes the main set of the T54 Mod 1 useless and therefore a power crept tank. That's the shame, but that's how it works, and it's probably gonna happen to every single premium you have in your garage. So you will have to deal with it. Hopefully that review will be helpful. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And I'm gonna see you soon for a new one. See ya.